First of all, I would also like to take a second and say R.I.P. to Rumble Johnson. That's tough.
Respect
That's
that.
crazy out of nowhere. Pretty sad. What a legend. I mean, I was just watching the prank video where him and John Jones pranked Dana White, where they were acting like they were about to fight each other on stage. Um, yeah, that's tough. But here I say that with this: were you trying to send another dead body up there with them? Were you trying to have another dead body on their way by saying it's an early stoppage? Or are you wanting two dudes back to back to die in the same weekend, Miller? Is that what you're saying? Is that how selfish you are? That's disgusting. The fact that, and you know what? I'm so happy you showed those videos. I'm so happy you showed those videos because Izzy's literally lying right there on camera to everybody, even after the fight. He's sitting there looking Ariel Bummy Boy Hawani, who you idolize because you're a cornball also, sitting there talking to that Bummy Boy Big Nose Toucan Boy, and he's sitting there lying straight to his face. What is he talking about? He was doing this. Why does he have his hands up when he's talking about that? His hands was dropped down there by his knees when he was swinging like that, barely being able to stand up. That wasn't planned swings back and forth. That boy didn't know where he was. Talking about he could see his arms, see his knees. He couldn't even see his own feet. He probably saw 16 feet down there when he was looking down. That boy was dazed. Now, maybe he tripped because of the leg. Maybe he tripped because of the leg. People want to talk about the last couple shots for Alex didn't land. Well, I seen a slow-mo video that every single shot landed right on that boy's head.
That slow-mo video was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
He had no idea where he was. That boy was finished. And thank God we have competent referees now. Thank God we have referees who know what we're doing, because we're not trying to send another one up to heaven this weekend, okay? Israel Adesanya had his life saved. He should be thanking that man. Now, you're telling me it got stopped too early, and you're going to sit here confidently and act like he was still going to win that fight and he was still there? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. We're talking about a dog. Hey, shout out to Drew. We're talking about walking to the ring. Ha. 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 We're talking about a real warrior. We're talking about a champion. Now, I sat here 1 week ago. I was saying this as soon as they scheduled the fight. As soon as Alex Pereira came into the ring, came into the octagon for the first time ever in UFC, what did I say? Alex Pereira is going to go into the octagon. He's going to brutally KO Izzy, which they did not let happen. He did get knocked out pretty bad. He did get rocked pretty bad. But I will say they didn't let him brutally knock him out. They're trying to save that dude's life. And Israel Adesanya will never be champion again. And then we got Izzy on camera talking again. Talking about, I can beat him. I know I can. You've seen it. What? I've seen it. I've seen it. You're 0-3. You haven't even won in kickboxing, let alone MMA. We're talking about the worst, most savage bully in history. In history, Miller. Imagine going to school, having a bully so bad that you change schools, and the bully changes schools also and comes and beats you up again in class. That's how bad it is. I mean, this dude is living rent-free in Izzy's head. I told y'all the whole time. I told y'all the whole weekend. He was standing there shook. He was standing at the weigh-ins like this, like, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I just want to get this over with. And I don't know what he's talking about saying he's the champion to Ariel either. You're not the champion, buddy. You're a loser. You're a loser. Now go sit on your couch, think about it for a few weeks, come try again, and lose again. 4-0 sounds way better than 3-0. 4-0 sounds way better than 3-0. This dude is not going to lose. I told y'all, he's got the heaviest hands in the UFC. Heavier than the heavyweights. Heavier than anybody in his division. Maybe heavier than anybody we've ever seen. He has 2 detonators in his hands. He's walking around as a legal terrorist with the bomb he carries, okay? Everywhere he goes. They probably have to send him through the belt, the security belt, when he checks in to fly on a plane. That boy has to ride through the scan. Now I'm telling y'all right now, this is the scariest dude in the UFC. I told y'all, I looked y'all in the face, I looked y'all in the eye every single time I come on here, and I told y'all he would win the championship, and Izzy will never be champion again. And sure enough, a dude who's not supposed to win, who's not as good as a fighter as Izzy. He's never been in 5 rounds. Izzy's fought 5 rounds 50 times, and it doesn't even matter. You're telling me a dude who's never fought 5 rounds, never been in a 25-minute fight, never been in the 4th round, can go in there, go all the way to the 5th round after Izzy's apparently after Izzy has apparently been dogging him the whole fight.
Welcome to the show, Trey.
You're telling me, shut up, Miller. You're telling me that a guy who's never been in a 5-round fight is supposed to go in there and be tired at the 5th round after he's been getting bullied the whole time, been getting whooped the whole time, and he's going to go into the 5th round and he's going to knock that dude out? That's what y'all telling me?
Hit the thumbs up.
Izzy's a bum. Izzy is trash. Izzy is garbage.
For the last 30 seconds,
give me another 5 minutes.
Guys.
Give me another 5 minutes.
For the
Izzy
last
is trash. I told y'all.
For the last 5 minutes, I tuned out. I feel like I have no idea what he said. Besides, I just heard a lot of incorrect things. That's about it. The crazy thing, Emmett Brown, he says Trey needs to watch that yellow mic. It was originally white. That's the crazy part. That thing is stank. Absolutely.
Miller's breath hits it through the computer and dyes it yellow. It's awful.
Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Trey, let me approach. Approach this line of questioning. Let's see how you do. Let be honest with me here. That Usman Covington first fight. Just hear me out. Was that fight stopped early?
Absolutely.
I knew I would get you with that one because I know how you feel about Colby.
But that's real.
Do you think
Colby wasn't about to die? Colby wasn't about to have his life ended in front of thousands of people.
Colby was in turtle position with his head on the canvas. His eyes weren't even up like Adesanya. Adesanya's eyes were up, looking. Head movement. Colby wasn't even
up. Billy, you can't even see his eyes in the shot. What are you talking about? His eyes was up.
His eyes were open. Colby wasn't moving his head. Adesanya was doing one. You ever seen boxers when they're a little hurt? They put their hands down. They kind of squat a little bit of a level change.
When has Izzy ever done that? When has Izzy ever done that?
All the time.
Miller, they showed an angle from outside the octagon, somebody up in the stands. They showed him he was getting tagged. His knees were straightening out, buckling in almost. He was getting tagged so bad, bouncing up. Bro, I thought Izzy was a basketball for a second, the way his head was bouncing off the fence. I'm not even kidding. I said, wait a second, did we switch the channel? Is this NBA? This boy's getting his head bounced off the fence right now.
There's a slow-mo on Facebook that, yes, it looked bad. Let me quick commercial break. The $11 by Steve Williams says, what's good, Miller? Checking in from the West Coast, from Gilroy, California. Let's go. I don't think it got stopped early. I didn't want to see Izzy get put to sleep. Neither did the referee. Good stop. AP hit him with an 11-piece! Exclamation point, exclamation point. One of the biggest supporters disagrees with your boy. Miller DC. And I respect it, Steve. All I will say is it's a championship fight. If Adesanya had more time against Alex Pereira, he would have put him out. But the clock
needs more time. Now he needs more time.
But the clock saved him. If you saw the Gastelum fight, Adesanya was hurt a few times. The referee let him ride it out.
Gastelum ain't got the power. Gastelum doesn't have nukes in his hands.
Trey,
he's not a legal terrorist everywhere he goes.
Trey, I mean this wholeheartedly. I have seen fighters in worse conditions and situations than Adesanya that have not only survived that kind of onslaught, but have come back and won.
They weren't fighting the heaviest hands the UFC has ever seen.
Heaviest? I don't know about that. Adesanya taking him down as well too, where Alex didn't really have that much takedown defense or back take defense.
And then he kept trying to do that. And then what happened?
Trey, I'll tell you.
Stuffed. And then Alex Pereira took him down.
We'll continue with that. But
Alex Pereira took him down too.
Let me give you a quick hot take, Trey. You ready for this one? This hasn't even crossed your mind. Whitaker would beat Alex Pereira in that same situation. I think Whitaker beats Pereira if he were in
Let
there,
me tell you why.
if he were in there Saturday, because Whitaker would take him down way faster, way easier, and actually
Wrong.
finish the fight down there. With his conditioning, with his striking, I think Whitaker possibly wins that fight.
Wrong.
11 unanswered punches. That's why he donated
wrong.
11.
Wrong. And you me tell you why?
Why? Why?
You me tell you why?
Why?
Because Robert Whitaker would think he could stand up with him. Robert Whitaker could think he could stand up and bang with him. And then, not to mention, he's being overlooked for how strong he is. Robert Whitaker's going to think he can take him down, and it's going to get stuffed. Alex Pereira is, listen, I'm telling y'all right now, Alex Pereira is probably going in the ring, like fight weight. He's probably going in around 220, 225.
No, it was confirmed. Beta sent us a link. He's going in at around 222, 223. I believe was
right
his weight
money.
the last.
Right on the money.
I mean, you said 225, so not exactly right on the
220,
money.
225 is what I said, but it's okay.
So I think it was like 223.
Yeah.
Beta, if you're around, if you could send me that link again, I think I have it on my Instagram. Pretty crazy. Listen, Adesanya, I think is 1 inch taller than him, maybe a 2-inch reach advantage. Alex looks bigger than him. You see how
bigger than him.
You see how big Pereira looks in the octagon fighting at middleweight? He's scary. He's scary.
Tell me how Izzy is this great fighter and everything, and he whoops on this dude for 4 rounds, and it doesn't even look like the dude's been faced. That's how weak Izzy is. And let me also say this.
I didn't think about that, Trey. I'll give you credit.
The only reason
I distracted you.
You just gave me credit, and it threw me off so bad. You never gave me credit.
Pereira's face didn't look hurt at all. I didn't even think about that. He was wobbled.
Look dazed. He didn't even look.
But he was dazed, really badly too.
He was wobbled. You want to talk about something late? How about that late cheap shot that he had in the first round on Alex?
That left hook.
How about that?
That left hook. It was right on the bell. It's debatable.
Right on the bell. That's hilarious.
Now, Trey, real quick, before we keep going down this path of Adesanya Pereira, let me just throw a couple of names at you. Tell me how you feel. You said already Whitaker. What about Hamza Chimaev? What if he comes up?
Not strong enough.
He's 6'2". I believe Alex Pereira is 6'4". Not strong enough? Too heavy of a weight class? Pereira's only going to get better, Trey. That's what scares me. He might be a long reigning champion.
Like we ain't even seen what Alex can do in the ground. What his takedown defense and stuff. We haven't seen that. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, just based off his size, how strong he is, his positioning, his IQ, I think he's gonna be just fine. He's not Israel Adesanya. He's not a little weak freaking beanstalk. This boy's a dog. You can't rush in on him like that. With his knees, with his power, with his hands, with his uppercuts.
Beta sent me the link, and he was already about 211 pounds quickly soon after. He gained 25 pounds on the scale just 24 hours after the weigh-ins, with a staggering 25 pounds heavier already. That dude is just... how long is he going to be able to cut to 185 is another question, too. I mean, he hasn't really shown... He showed up to the scales, I think, 2 minutes before it was too late. I think it was something like that I've read online. So he made it just in time to make weight. That's how gaining 25 plus pounds in 24 hours is entirely possible for a big man like Pereira. So Hamzat is too weak, you're saying?
Yes.
Whitaker
not strong enough.
Doesn't have a chance in your book.
And we've seen Hamzat's chin is not too certified. He got dropped off by Gilbert.
Good point. If Gilbert could hurt Hamzat, imagine what someone like Pereira could do if he lands on the outside. Bro, that guy, I'll give you credit. That guy's hands is so dangerous. It's like he has so much power. It's scary.
In his hands. That's what he's walking around as a legal terrorist. I'm serious. He should be certified as well.
This might sound absolutely insane. Someone like Derek Brunson scares me as far as like maybe if he takes him down. But again, Derek Brunson doesn't have the best chin where he's going to get touched before he gets that takedown.
I mean, Derek Brunson went on one run, and now we're talking about him like he's actually scary, like he's actually dangerous. Are we serious?
Pereira doesn't even look like a middleweight. I'm looking at the names right now, Trey. I can name them for you. Whitaker, Cannonier, Vettori, Brunson, Costa, Strickland, Hermanson. Do any of these guys have a chance? You're basically saying that Pereira is going to be a champ for a long time to come.
No, here's what I'm basically saying. Izzy will never be champion again.
You have said this before.
He will never be champion again. I told y'all this from the jump. This is the worst bully in history. It's over for him.
Beta says if the champ wants to go out on his shield, let him. In a championship bout of this magnitude, dude has literally said, I am prepared to die. I agree with you, but we have a lot of people that disagree with us, Beta. I thought it would stop Trey. Let's go a little, just go a little bit back. I thought it got stopped a little early.
All right,
would you at least grant that? Or was it a perfect stoppage?
Here's a great take. Listen, here's a great take that Chael Sonnen said. This is genius.
I'm already skeptical.
You never know when a stoppage is too early. You only know when it's too late. And that's the truest thing I've ever heard. I don't care what Izzy says. I do not care. He was about to get dropped off so bad. It was going to be possible. He had no idea where. Talking about he's fine. I'm fine. Yeah, you're fine when nobody's swinging on you anymore. You're fine when you're not getting tagged in your head anymore. And not to mention, does everybody not say that? Does everybody who gets a stoppage standing up or on the ground, don't they always get up and be like, I was good. Or you just got tagged 11 times in a row. You wasn't good. You wasn't even defending yourself.
A lot of fighters protest. The difference is Sean Strickland looked like he was out on his feet when Pereira knocked him out. He was trying to get back up and protest as he continued to fall. Adesanya didn't do the same. That's all I'm saying. Now, Trey, even with all that, you're going to like what I'm about to say next. I think, and this is a problem, I think Adesanya missed on his opportunity to beat Pereira. He was up 3-1. I think if they fight again, Pereira will get the job done quicker. What do you have to say about that?
If him and Izzy fought again?
I think Pereira gets the job done quicker now.
Duh.
I think with the experience that Pereira has gained.
Here's what I was going to say.
With all that being said, I do admit that. Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. The only reason that Alex Pereira was losing those rounds, he was barely throwing. He wasn't even really trying to throw. He was basically just playing defense, looking for a big tag. If you look in the fourth round, he's just kind of chilling, barely throwing. He probably threw about 20 punches, I bet.
I don't think that was credit to him because he was trying to be tactical or anything like that. I think Adesanya was landing the right hands that were hurting him. Adesanya was landing at a greater rate. Adesanya was winning that fight 3-1, and then with the takedowns, Pereira was a bit flustered. If anything, he hurt Pereira.
He took him down one time, and it was like in a scramble. It wasn't even like a real takedown. Every time he shot, Miller, every time he shot after that, he stuffed it.
I think
he got stupid every time he shot.
I think he got 3 takedowns before the 5th round, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro, so every time he was shooting, he was looking stupid. He had a couple scrambles where he might have got him down. Alex Pereira got right back up. He had him down that one time, had his hand on his glove that one time. That's the only real takedown Izzy had.
I don't know if that's correct, Trey. I think he was like 3 for 5 in the takedowns early.
Please show me the takedowns, though, is what I'm telling you. Show me those takedowns. Because they were weak. Besides the one where he had his glove on the ground.
No, you're right. You're right.
Barely hitting them.
He only has 1 of 4. And Pereira actually, I don't know why I thought it was 3 takedowns. I thought we watched it live. Pereira had 1 of 1. He was actually 100%. With 31 seconds of control time, Adesanya had 6 minutes and 34 seconds of control time. Wait, no, hold on. Significant strikes on the, oh no, that was on the ground. Yeah, so Adesanya had a good 6. Wait, how do they only have 1 of 4? They must have landed on the ground somehow out of a scramble or something. Out of a scramble, right. But he still took the fight to the ground about 3 times. But unfortunately for Adesanya, that's one thing. Adesanya wasn't able to do much from there. As far as significant strikes, Trey, it gets a little interesting. Significant strikes, at the end of the day, goes to your point. It's kind of upsetting me. Adesanya has landed 86 of 162 for Adesanya, and then 91 of 157 for Pereira. So Pereira actually landed more significant strikes, more total strikes, 140 to 119. To the head, they were pretty even. 42 for
And they
Pereira,
want to
41 for
talk
Adesanya.
about how Izzy was dogging him. And they want to talk about how Izzy was just tearing this man up.
I don't know if those numbers are
It was
accurate.
3-1. He was bullying this guy. Well, why did Alex Pereira not look dazed at all in the 5th round? Like he ain't even been touched yet. Izzy talking about, I was tearing up his legs. That boy was walking just fine, walking forward, dogging him. Had Izzy backed up against the fence.
You know where
Izzy's the biggest capper in the UFC, bro. He's just all talk. He always tries to hype himself up. You see him on Ariel Helwani's show talking about he's won. You've seen he could win. No, I haven't. You're 0-3, bum. You've been knocked out and TKO'd and then lost in a decision. You're a bum. Shut up. You don't. And then he talks about he gets to talk. Why do you get to talk? Because you're a loser? If you want to talk about how you're a loser. Don't be talking about how you're the champ, how you're a winner and all these things, because you're not.
Drew, I'm glad you brought that up. This is something Trey would never analyze a fight this deeply, where that's where I'm about to go in right now. Trey kind of just shares whoever he wants to win. Like Derrick Lewis, he would have defended him at all costs. Now Pereira, but listen.
Most knockouts in heavyweight in the history of UFC, period. So.
And he's probably been the most knocked out as well. So he's been knocked out
do you
a
like
lot.
history? Do you like history?
And haven't I been right about Derrick Lewis for like his last 5 fights when you wouldn't dare see the truth? But anyways, Trey, let me break it down what happened. Alex Pereira was being successful at getting Adesanya towards the cage, but then he would throw that left hook that wasn't landing. Adesanya would get out the way. Now, to what Drew said, Pereira's jab was sharp. Around round number 4, when Pereira was not walking him down, and especially in round number 5, he started saying, you know what? The best punches are the straight punches, not the wide punches. He started throwing that jab, and that jab started to sneak in. At that moment, every time Adesanya was against the cage, Pereira made him pay for it. And then he snuck in a straight right hand and a right uppercut. But the key to the victory in that fight was that jab. And that's why, Trey, I will say, if they fight again, I think Pereira wins in a faster and more impressive fashion, because I think now he kind of has that timing down against Adesanya, where if Adesanya keeps trying to run, he's going to land that jab. He's going to be able to get the fight close to the cage. He was able to do that towards the later rounds. In the beginning, he had trouble, though, Trey. I don't know. Can you at least admit that? Or no? Pereira was not winning that fight.
Where did he have trouble?
It was 3 rounds to 1.
Bro, he was getting tapped on.
Adesanya was landing the cleaner punches.
The most boring point fight you've ever seen. They were weak punches.
Adesanya hurt him.
How about you throw some power?
Adesanya hurt him, though.
Miller, when did he hurt him? After the bell?
No, but right before the bell. Then he landed a punch right after the bell. He was hurt. He was hurt.
And then he came right back in the second round like it didn't even happen. Like a fly landed on his chin.
I wouldn't say he came back like nothing happened. Adesanya was still winning the fight 3 rounds to 1. That's the crazy thing.
Right, but and then they went in the 5th round, and Alex said, Alex said, "Do I need to knock him out?" His corner said, "Yeah, you need to knock him out." And Alex is like, "Okay, let's go knock him out then."
Yeah, but it wasn't because he wanted to be in a position where he had to win by knockout. He was losing the fight.
Listen, all I'm saying is, please let the fight go longer next time. Please don't wave it off. I want to see Izzy get his chin broke off his face so bad. I'm tired of listening to this cornball.
Why do you hate Israel Adesanya?
Because he is
there's something deeper in there that you're not sharing.
The biggest flexer in UFC. He's a bum, bro. He brags about himself like he's this great thing, like he's this crazy, amazing, entertaining fighter, and he's the
great
biggest
fighter.
herb. He's the biggest herb in UFC. He point fights nowhere near the level of Volkanovski. Nowhere near the level. He's the most boring fighter in UFC right now.
He's a great fighter. He's not the most entertaining fighter. But listen, he's had performances of the night, fight of the nights quite a few times against Brad Tavares, against Wilkinson, against Robert Whittaker in their first fight, against Paulo Costa, against Gastelum. That's a good name. Gastelum, Silva, Brunson. He had a performance.
A good name, says who?
Gastelum's not
in the UFC anymore.
He's been on a losing streak, but I forget what he was ranked at the time that he lost to
probably like 6
they lost to
or 5,
Adesanya. That was a great fight. That was a great fight.
Bums like Kevin Gastelum are giving Izzy good fights. Think about that. You think Kevin Gastelum's gonna go in there and give Alex Pereira a good fight? Heck no.
No, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, I guess the stain of the Romero fight, uh, losing to Jan Blachowicz wasn't a big deal because he was going up in weight, but people were not happy with the Cannonier fight, with the Yoel Romero fight. That kind of put people off as far as watching Adesanya fights. The second fight against Robert Whittaker, where he won by unanimous decision, people weren't too happy about, where a lot of people had Whittaker winning. Adesanya is a good fighter. Now, the $1 million question, will he ever get the title back? To this, I vote. I already know your vote. I'm going to say...
Heck no. You know he won't. You know he won't, Miller.
I'm going to say no. I think even if Whittaker were to beat Pereira, I don't know why, but I do think that in a third fight, Whittaker beats him. Is that crazy for me to say, Trey, before I keep continuing on why?
Is a boring fighter. All you have to do is put the pressure on. Listen, I wish they could put a tracker on Izzy. I bet he runs about 5 or 6 miles a fight. That's how much he backpedals. That's how much he's backing up, running around the ring. I bet he runs about 5 or 6 miles in 25 minutes in the freaking fight. I mean, dead serious. All he does is run. You start putting hands on him. He gets dazed. He gets rattled. He has anybody. If he had any ground game at all, he could have did something to Alex Pereira on the ground. Instead, he was over there tapping him, putting hooks in, taking hooks out, riding his back like it's a freaking carnival ride.
He wasn't able to do much with Pereira on the ground. I'll agree. I'll agree, and that was a little bit disappointing because I feel like Pereira didn't really know how to defend much there. Besides fighting the hands, if Adesanya loaded up with some hooks to the head, or maybe try to go for a rear naked choke for the seatbelt position, he didn't really go for that as much, which was a little bit
doing on the ground.
Well, maybe he doesn't, or not enough in a high level fight. Trey won't ever admit, but he was in deep hiding the whole night until AP clipped Izzy. Trey was in the witness protection program. LOL, says Steve, and then Beta says
deep hiding.
Because you were having all the wrong picks. Trey literally didn't show up again until AP1, says Beta. When Chandler lost, he was nowhere to be found. Remember, we were calling for him. Where were you, Trey? We're about to get right on that
Chandler
fight.
Lost.
Yes.
Because
where were you?
Y'all think I was in hiding because Michael Chandler? Miller, who made money, me or you? Answer that question for the stream. Who sent who money?
I sent you 10.
Okay, bet. So Miller sent me money. So what are all you bums in the chat talking about? All you little cornball boys on my Johnson, riding it every single day. I can barely pee half the time because I got all y'all on my Johnson every time I try to go to the bathroom.
And someone take the natty ice weight packs. Listen, let's move on before we go back. Andrew Wheat says, if Alice goes up here, we will KO him. I don't know. Maybe here he does. Maybe here he does.
Here oh, listen. Who said that? Drew?
I do have a batch for that. So, Drew did say that.
Yeah, what a freaking idiot. That's the dumbest take he's ever had in his life. I mean, you think...
Well, besides the Johnny Walker takes.
You think Yuri poke my chin out, Pravatsha is going to, or whatever the heck his last name is going to go in there against a warrior? Heck no. He can't stick his chin out like that against Alex.
Who do you have winning between Harry and Glover before we get to the next fight?
Listen, Yuri struggled with Glover. A 44-year-old dude. He was struggling with that dude. But I do think Yuri will win again. I think it was a good run for Glover. He had his run, he got his belt, and he did his thing. It's just like Dustin Poirier. He's never going to be the champion. He had his run. He beat Connor. He got paid. I mean, come on. What are we talking about here?
Chad says that's a clap. Why you can't pee, man. Chandler Poirier. Trey. You were wrong about that fight. Yeah, that was a little funny. Chandler Poirier, how do you feel about what transpired? Because I have a lot to say about that fight, but I'll let you have the floor first. How do you feel about Chandler losing to Poirier after having a great first round?
Listen, I told a couple people this. I can literally be watching Chandler's fights live, okay, in the moment, and see, boom, that's where he just lost the fight. I can see in the moment.
Where was it in this fight?
I can see the mistake he made. It's hard for me to remember now because I'm not looking at it. But there was like a moment when they were like exchanging on the ground, and he tried to like, or he was trying to take him down or something
It
like
was a
that.
takedown. It was a
And
takedown.
he like he tried to do
Overcompensated.
yeah, he tried to do something weird, and it just gave Dustin all the power, and it was just like it was literally in that moment. I'm like, bro, are you not a wrestler? Like, are you like did you not do this your whole life? And then it's like he gets in the moment, and he just makes like a dumb move, and I'm just like, that's it right there. It's over
You
because
know,
he puts all his energy out there so quick that it's just like he can't afford a mistake like that.
I
But
hate to.
literally every fight he's had, you can see, boom, that's the mistake he made. That's what he's gonna lose right now.
I don't know if you're gonna like this comparison. I hate to say it. It reminds me of like Westbrook. Like sometimes you could play too hard, if that makes sense. Like be at 100, but make IQ wise not the best. When he had that slam against Poirier, he just instead of controlling the position, he tried to like go for a big slam, and out of that scramble, from trying to continue with it, Dustin Poirier ended up taking his back. And I knew from right there, I was like, Poirier is about to choke this man out because Chandler doesn't know how to defend his back if someone has like the body lock on him. And that's exactly what happened.
I think Michael Chandler's biggest problem is he tries to entertain too much. He tries to do the big flashy
I've
thing
been
too
I've been
much.
saying this for a while, Trey. I'm
He
glad you're on
tries
board.
he tries to do the big flashy thing too much, and that's usually the mistake he makes in the fight, and that usually costs him the fight. Every time he's lost, that's usually what it is.
He could be the champion right now. If he won that fight against Oliveira, he should be 2-0 in his last two. He should have won that Gaethje fight. If he wrestled after that crazy first round, which he won, he would have won that fight. But he wanted to stand and bang with Gaethje, which is just a huge mistake.
What?
I don't know why, and he left too much out there. Gaethje gasses out too. Imagine Chandler gets a takedown, would have looked great. But he was adamant on trying to strike with Gaethje. He ended up losing that fight against Poirier. Just did a little too much as far as like with the takedown, trying to get that slam and. Especially hurting Poirier in that first round too. Not, slowing it down a bit and pacing himself. Paid for it as well, Trey. What's next for Michael Chandler?
I don't know. I guess another big fight.
Fiziev?
Honestly, no, God, please don't give him Fiziev.
I mean, who
Fiziev will make light work of him.
I mean,
Listen, it's kind of he don't need another striker. He needs like a wrestler or something because every time Michael Chandler walks into a fight, he walks out looking like Nate Diaz. Besides the Dan Hooker
he's
fight,
also
he's always taking damage, dude.
A lot.
Like, he just can't help it. He has to stand there and bang every time, dude. I'm just like, bro, can you make the smart move for one time? Like it's like he has to stand there. If he's not getting hit, he's not fighting. It makes no sense.
He's now ranked number 5. They haven't updated anything yet. The only people above him is Beneil, Gaethje, Poirier, Oliveira. So he's lost to 3 of the top 4.
So what do we? I don't even know. Honestly, give me the Dan Hooker fight again. Let's see what Dan can do. Dan looked great.
Dan looked okay.
Dan looked great.
It wasn't that impressive.
Compared to what he had been looking like, he looked good.
Do you like Beneil Chandler Fiziev? Chandler RDA, Gamrot, Saryukian. Like what?
Fiziev needs.
I'll tell you what you do. It's simple. It's simple. It's simple. And don't. I know what you're gonna do, but don't even act like this is not a great suggestion because it is.
Please don't. Does this have Beneil Dariush's name in it?
No. This is the fight to make easily. Conor McGregor.
I'll listen.
Conor McGregor.
Michael Chandler.
Yep. That is the best fight to make for both fighters. Easily. I think that is the best fight you can make for not only Chandler, for both fighters. Great fight to make. Nobody's going to care that Chandler lost his last 2, Gaethje and Poirier. Nobody's going to care because Conor McGregor has been losing as well too. Conor's the biggest name in UFC, whether you like it or not. Chandler is going to bring an entertaining fight. It's a big what if. Who wins after Conor, a long layoff? Chandler off of like a 2-fight skid. That's the fight to make, Trey.
I don't see Conor accepting that fight. I don't see him giving Michael Chandler that fight.
Why wouldn't you?
To be honest, does Michael Chandler even deserve that fight?
Yeah.
Why?
He's put on shows. At the end of the day, it's an entertainment business. He's put on shows.
I just
That's the fight to make.
I want to see Connor versus Drew Bronx. That's what I want to see. That's the
You
fight to make.
That's the only other fighter besides Chandler that I will be okay with giving to Connor. I don't want to see the Poirier fight again. I don't want to see Gaethje. I don't really like Gaethje. Like I hate to say that, but I don't really like Gaethje right now. Fiziev, of course not. But the thing with Chandler is too, if you don't give him Connor, there's nobody else you could really give him without him being maybe an underdog like Fiziev, Dariush, and then he lost to, you're not going to give him Islam Makhachev. Conor McGregor is the best fight to make for both fighters.
I wouldn't say for both fighters. I don't think that's the best fight to make.
You think Oliveira is the best fight for Conor? I think Oliveira beats Conor.
The only reason for them to make that fight is to get Michael Chandler paid. It's only beneficiary to Michael Chandler.
It's beneficial to Conor McGregor as well too.
Why?
It's a good win under your belt. You've been out for a long time.
Why is it a good win? Why is it a good win?
It's a good win because Michael Chandler is still a top 5 fighter. And if you're Conor McGregor, you're probably not beating anybody else in the top 5. You're not beating Dariush, Gaethje, Poirier, or Oliveira, or Islam.
He's beating Charles.
He's not beating Charles. I would bet a whole $100 he wouldn't beat Oliveira. He wouldn't.
Listen, Charles just exposed himself. He's a quitter. He gives up immediately.
It was a little weird.
He gets knocked down. You get on top of him. He gives up immediately.
The only person that could get on top of him was Makhachev, though. Conor McGregor's not doing that.
But listen, you know who's crazy enough to also get on top of him?
Please don't say McGregor. McGregor doesn't want to do that. McGregor doesn't want to do that.
McGregor would absolutely do that.
McGregor. I mean, listen, Oliveira is not a bad fight. I'll give you that. But Michael Chandler, no, absolutely not. Yes, Michael Chandler easily, by far. I'll make a poll on that. You know the poll's been jumping on the.
What's selling more tickets? Yeah, please make a poll. Let's see. I want 1,000 votes, not 6 votes from these people, the bums in here who don't even know what they're talking about.
I've been getting like 3K for each. It's been actually a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Please make that poll.
What were you gonna say? You were gonna say something that I felt was gonna be incorrect, but I wanted to hear it anyways.
I was just saying, what would sell more tickets?
Chandler, Madison Square. Chandler will sell more than Oliver.
Listen, Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor wouldn't even be a main event. It would have to be a co-main event.
All right, Trey,
Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira would be a main event.
You can't be this bad.
I'm dead serious.
You can't be this bad.
I'm being dead, bro. Michael Chandler is not the guy to make. He's not the guy. He's just not.
He's a big enough name where you can make a. It's like Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is not gonna, beat anybody in the top 5, but he's gonna sell more tickets than Oliveira. So will Chandler. Chandler's a big household name right now.
Who says Nate Diaz is gonna sell more tickets than Oliveira?
Well, not right now, but I'm saying like before his last 2 fights, yes, he'll sell more than Oliveira.
2013.
No, even 2019, 2020. Then Oliveira's not that big of a star.
Right. He has a whole country behind him.
He does, but he's not as big as Chandler. McGregor's only a main event, exactly, 999.
You're talking about a Bellator guy. We're talking about Charles Oliveira, who has the most finishes in UFC history.
Oh, now you're on the Oliveira train.
I'm not on the Oliveira train. I'm just saying, use your common sense. What are you talking about?
I remember using that same stat with you before, and you weren't impressed at all.
Yeah, because you used it in a poor way. It was a horrible argument in a poor way.
Conor McGregor versus Chandler is the best fight to make. I'm going to make a poll that says, who should Conor McGregor fight in 2023? And it's going to be Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira.
No, that's not how you word it.
Okay, I'll put Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler.
I'm saying, who would be a better fight? Or what fight would you rather see? Michael Chandler and Conor, and then put Drew Bronx and Conor.
That's fair. I'll do that. And I can't wait to prove you right. I
prove
can't.
Me right. Yeah, prove me right. You will do
that. I can't wait to prove you wrong. Did I say prove you right like a dummy?
Yeah, thank you, dummy.
Let me see. Exactly, Beta. If you think Charles loses to Juice Gregor, Journey Bunch, I don't understand. You're smoking if you think that Juiced Up McGregor is going to win against Charles, says Beta. Listen, all right. We'll get off that topic. Let's quickly talk about Poirier and Chandler.
Nobody's talking about winning or losing. We're talking about
Let,
what would be the bigger fight, dummy.
let me know how you guys feel. Poirier Chandler, this last fight. What does this fight mean for both fighters? For Poirier winning, for Chandler losing. Trey, you have the floor.
Well, I think Poirier needs one or two more wins before we even think about giving him a title shot again. I don't think he deserves another title shot. I don't see him beating Islam. And if Charles wins the belt again, I definitely don't see him beating Charles. Michael Chandler is on his way down. We're finding out what a true gatekeeper looks like, what an entertainer
Right,
looks like,
right,
what
right.
it was somebody who's just trying to get paid. I mean, the dude's 38. Nobody talks about that. He's old. I
Chandler
mean,
is there. Yeah,
he's getting
Chandler's
up
up
there.
there. Chandler's up there.
So he's trying to do it. I don't even know if. I mean, he talks about wanting the belt and all that stuff. He realizes that's not realistic now. I think he's just trying to make money now. That's why he's calling out Connor. He's 38 years old. He's getting old. He sees he's not going to win the belt. So what do? Let's call out the biggest money fight I can. Let's try and push that as much as I can. Now, every time he calls it out, I don't see nobody talking about it. I don't see nobody hyping it up. I don't see no shows saying they want to see it. So you telling me Michael Chandler would be the fight for Connor is hilarious. You're the only one saying that right now. You
I'm
and
actually
Michael.
not. There's a lot of people.
You and
Drew saying
Michael.
that. Journey Bunch. McGregor's only the main event. Chandler McGregor
All your
would be a
little
main event since
fanboys in
Journey.
here. Wow.
Listen, I'm gonna make a poll where a lot of people that vote I don't even know, so we'll see. I like the Chandler fight for Conor McGregor, and I think you're missing a key point is because Conor McGregor hasn't been winning, so like I think a lot of people will have Oliveira beating Conor McGregor, where the Conor McGregor versus Chandler is really a what if fight. It is a who wins. I don't know.
I would argue him and Charles is more of a what if fight than him
I
and
don't think
Michael
so.
Chandler.
Or I think you're putting too much stock and value on how Oliveira lost against Makhachev, but that's Makhachev. You know what I
Wrong.
mean?
I'm putting a lot of stock in Connor's chin now.
I don't listen. I don't think we're gonna get that fight anytime soon. I think we're gonna get maybe a Oliveira versus Dariush. If any of you guys in the chat could let us know who do you really think is gonna Oliveira is gonna fight next, because that's one I'm torn about as well. But I just think Oliveira is gonna fight maybe a Dariush. I don't think they're gonna give him a Fiziev. Maybe he holds out to fight for the title. He already beat Poirier and Gaethje. Oliveira's in a tough spot, in my opinion, as well too. Makhachev is gonna fight Volkanovski. Does Poirier have a chance at the title, Trey? I mean,
Yeah, I want to know, does people even care about Islam versus Volkanovski? Like, that dude is tiny. Does anybody think there's going to be anything different than him subbing Volkanovski?
I
I mean,
am.
seriously.
I am.
Why is that a thing?
You know why I don't think people care about it, because you never hear anyone bring it up. Honestly, like you never hear, oh, Poirier beat Chandler, he should get the title shot next. I don't really think anyone's saying that. So Poirier's in a weird spot, and he was on an 11th month layoff before beating Chandler this weekend. Leroy, what's up? Old school, what's up? Thank you for being a new subscriber.
Listen, Poirier needs to worry about his girl Demon Connor more than he needs to worry about getting another title shot.
So what's next for Poirier then? You think they give him like a Dariush?
Yes,
Poirier's in a weird spot.
That Ethan Klein H3 freaking cornball boy, dude. I can't stand that.
You really
dude.
don't like Dariush.
He's just so ugly to look at. Why does he look like that? Listen, he really looks like Ethan Klein from H3 podcast or whatever.
Dariush looked really impressive against Gamrot. Very, very impressive. The only person right now, this might sound crazy, blasphemous, guys, let me know. The only fighter in the top 10, top 15 that has the best chance against Islam Makhachev right now is Beneil Dariush. You can't give me a better name. Give me a better name than Dariush. Give me two.
Charles.
No, you saw what? I mean to Islam. No, Charles lost to Makhachev decisively.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'd rather see him than freaking Beneil Dariush.
No, I don't want to see Oliveira and Makhachev again soon.
Nah, I would rather see that than Beneil Dariush, dude.
No,
Okay,
no,
you asked
no.
me a question, I'm answering the question. Can you give
Well,
me the top 5 real fast?
horrible answer. Give me another name: Oliveira, Poirier, Gaethje, Dariush, Chandler. I think Makhachev takes
I
Fiziev down,
would
and I think it's an
I would
easier fight than
literally
Beneil.
I
Trey.
would literally rather watch any of them besides Beneil Dariush against Islam.
This guy
Every name you
really,
just named,
you
every name you just named sounds great.
you really hate Dariush, just like you hate Israel Adesanya. You can't even muster up enough courage to give Adesanya some kind of credit. It's crazy. It's
What type of
crazy.
credit? His glass chin, his hands down below his knees, him getting tagged, him being
Oh,
0-3. What credit do you want?
old school says Tony Ferguson. I don't think we want to see that old school. Put respect on him.
Tony
Fiziev is
Ferguson.
good. I think you don't rush him quite just yet. I think
Fiziev,
Beneil
yeah. What is Fiziev rank though?
Fiziev is number 6.
I'll, that's it right there. Let me see Benil. I want to see Fiziev whoop Benil. That'd be great.
I think Beneil's gonna get someone like Poirier. I really do think that. RDA tried 20 times, couldn't take down Fiziev. RDA, bro, Makhachev is a different animal. Nobody's beating Makhachev anytime soon, except maybe a Beneil. And that's a bold prediction that will come true one day.
That boy made
That
that man want to retire though. Made him
um
question if he wants to fight anymore.
it's
Fiziev,
it's tough.
Fiziev besides Islam, Fiziev's the scariest dude in that division right now.
Fiziev is scary. Do you don't like Saryukin or Gamrot?
Gamrot got exposed. Sorry, Yuki. Too early.
No, I understand. Dan Hooker's up there, ranked number 12.
Please stop.
Dan
Please
Hooker
stop. Let
doesn't
him and
want
Michael
no,
Chandler fight each other again.
maybe that's the fight to make for bullfighters. Look, Molly McCann got knocked out cold. Listen, we got to
Listen,
talk.
honestly,
Yeah, mhm.
honestly, I'm so happy they separated her and Patty because that was just going to bring Patty down. I don't know why they keep riding that whole freaking narrative out. I'm so happy they put him on different cards. Molly is cool. She acts like everybody loves her just as much as Patty. I'm sorry, Molly, but that is not the case at all.
we
Like you're lucky to be riding Patty's coattails right now.
we don't give females enough attention on the show, but this is a great time to do so, Trey. Yeah, McCann got whooped. Listen,
Talk about her.
Zhang Wei Li is a name I want
Told
to
you.
talk about.
Hey,
She's
she's
the
jacked.
real deal. No, she looks like I
Looks
want
like
to
a
call her
dude.
Sahuda instead of Cejudo, you know, like kind of like female version, maybe a little cheesy. She looked great out there with her wrestling. Not only defending takedowns and trying to get away from them, trying to counter them,
She tapped out the
trying to
best
go
girl
for
on the
some
ground in her division.
trying to go for submissions. Yeah, that's what Carla Esparza is known for. I think if they run back a Nama Yunus versus Zhang Weili right now, Zhang Weili wins.
100%.
And
100%.
I think it might be the Zhang Weili era. I can't see
Oh, I
any
told
name.
you.
Maybe
What did I say on this
Limos.
fight? What did I say? Yeah, Limos is the next fight to make 100%.
She's a little
But
dangerous.
what did I tell y'all last week? Zhang Weili is gonna win, and it's going to be her for a very long time in that division as a champion.
Unless Amanda does
She's
something about it,
scary.
I
Nah, I
think
don't see Amanda
I
doing
think
it.
they're gonna make Rose and I think they're gonna make Rose and Zhang next though. Trey.
I'm the best. I'm the best.
Nobody wants to see freaking bummy girl Rose freaking walk up in there bald. Can she grow some hair back? I mean,
Hold up.
daggum.
Oh
Seriously.
my god! I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty
She
damn
looks
good
like
impression.
she looks like daggum Sid from Toy Story every time she's walking out there to the octagon.
Hold on a second, Trey. 1 second. I gotta play that part. Where is it? Hold on. That was good. I'm gonna play the clip of Rose Namajunas saying that because let me see. Does she say it at the end
I
here?
am the best.
Oh, there it is.
I can't hear it.
I'm the best. I am the best.
Trey, how do you say it again?
I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best.
Hey, listen, she didn't look that great as far as in her last fight, one of the worst fights in history. Just like Derrick Lewis versus
Whoa,
just like
whoa,
Derrick
whoa,
Lewis
whoa,
versus
whoa.
Francis
Whoa.
Ngannou. About
All right,
Rose
shut up.
Namajunas.
No, I'm talking about the worst fight in UFC history, not one of them.
It was
is
one of the worst.
By far the worst.
You know what I read online about the Yoel Romero fight versus Adesanya? They said that looked like a fight where you're playing a video game and you're far away from each other trying to figure out the controls on
Yes,
UFC 4.
yes,
They said that's what the Romero versus Adesanya fight looked. That could have
100%.
been the worst fight, but the Namajunas and Esparza fight was
Yeah,
absolutely
the
horrific.
Nama Nunez and the Sparza fight looks like when your controller dies and it stays on. The game still stays on.
And you're looking for freaking batteries, bro.
Yeah,
Freaking oh my! Listen, um, it's Zhang Weili era in the strawweight division, and of course they want to tap into that Chinese market. So I think it's very good.
yeah.
Journey Bunch says she won twice, my guy. We need to see the trilogy with Rose. Rose did win twice. One of them being
No,
a
they'll
vicious
definitely do the
knockout.
trilogy.
But I think the trilogy to make is now. I think Zhang Weili at this point of her career will beat Rose Namajunas. You guys let me
It's
know
gonna be bad too. I don't
how
even
you
think
feel
that
about
goes
that.
the distance. I don't think
Plugs in the
that goes the
building.
distance.
No,
But
you think Zhang
I
gets
don't.
the finish?
Yeah, 100% on Thug. But I do think that Limos is the next fight to make for
Nah,
Weili Zhang.
I think they're gonna do Rose. What's up, Torrin? What's up, Atypical? A lot of shade being thrown by dude in the glasses says Atypical. I'm the best. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Hey,
funny.
dude in the glasses, you better learn my name. I'm the source. I'm the king. I'm the one who gets it done. I'm Mr. Intel. Have some respect when you're talking about me, you bum.
Yeah, it's over for Tony Ferguson. Old school Trey. Yo, Trey's a savage. Yep, Rose's bald head is gross. Barry is dodgy too, says Cole. I'm not gonna lie, that I'm the best thing. Was probably the best thing you've done on this show after 23 episodes. I'm not gonna lie, Trey. We
Not me
covered.
predicting every single fight, right? Not me always being right and taking your money. Also, Miller, I want to say this.
I was harder than you on this last card.
I'm being no. I mean, you picked more
We
fights.
just
than
didn't.
me.
We just didn't bet the fights.
You
you
picked
know,
more
like-
fights than I did.
And I was right more than you.
If I would have chose those
You had
fights,
Span losing, didn't you? Had Dominic
No, we
Reyes
never said
losing.
anything about. I did have it, but it wasn't like an official
Okay.
pick we gave.
Stop it. It was a pick.
Wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't an official pick.
You had
Also,
Dominic
let me
Reyes
just say
winning.
this. Let me
Alright,
just say
go
this.
ahead,
There's
go
only
ahead,
one
I'm
dude bummier than Ryan Spann, and that's Dominic Reyes. That dude needs to go.
We haven't talked about him.
To
How
ONE
do you?
FC.
How do you potentially arguably beat the greatest fighter of all time after
He
that
did
Jan
it.
fight? It was close. It was close.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
It was close, even though it was a
wasn't
unanimous
close.
decision on
It was
paper by
unanimous,
John
yeah.
Jones. What's up, Risky? About Dominic Reyes, let's close up with him and then maybe a couple questions. We'll talk about Deji versus Mayweather at the very end, and
we really gonna address that?
we're just gonna touch that a little bit. But Dominic Reyes, if you're the UFC right now, be honest.
Yeah, cut him.
Do
I
you
don't
keep
even
him
know
on
if
the
he can win.
roster?
I don't even know if he can win a fight in PFL right now. I'm dead serious.
It looks like
He is
every
He sucks.
Span is heavy handed, but I remember him fighting Jan. Every punch hurt him. Prohashka, every punch hurt him. His chin is absolutely gone.
He got the knockout of the year on his face, and then he comes back and does that. Seriously,
It's
over.
it is depressing. I think we got to see what he first wants to do, says Dana White, to see where Dominic Reyes is at headspace wise. But I think it's over for him, Trey.
I'll tell you where he's at headspace wise. That dude's got CTE after these last two fights.
Yeah, he's not. I think they're doing him a favor. It
They're
may
gonna
be a
use his
disservice
brain
if
to
they
do
keep him.
scans on.
I would love to see Trey in UFC fight Miller versus Trey. I mean, listen, Trey, he's in a whole different weight bracket. But if we had a grappling match or anything like that, I would absolutely dog Trey.
No, he wouldn't. I would make Miller tap easy.
And this is just absolutely factual. We might try to do a catch weight, but I
Yeah,
hope he doesn't
I'm gonna
grapple
try
with
to
those
lose
shades.
weight. Miller's gonna gain some weight. I'm gonna try to lose weight. We're gonna do it after we get a certain amount of subs, whatever it is. We'll figure out the number.
See the bicep through the sweater,
And I'm
a baggy
flying
sweater?
up.
That's crazy.
I'm flying up to Philly with my boy Andrew in the chat. I don't know what his name is on YouTube.
Andrew Wheat. I'm gonna cross him off in basketball when he comes out here too.
Yeah, we're gonna fly up to Philly, and I'm gonna beat Miller up on the channel for everybody to see.
That has to happen, says Dominic Reyes needs to find another profession, says Old School Boss. Thank you for being a new subscriber. The real quick thing I'll say about Deji Mayweather, Deji had no chance. Mayweather was toying with him risky. It was I need to see Mayweather fights. Boxing is in a tough place right now. Because Jake Paul, I don't know who he fights next. Maybe he fights Nate Diaz, Trey? I'm kind of tired of seeing the MMA fighters, yes.
I could see Nate. He's not gonna fight Tommy. I've seen the whole thing with Tommy and freaking John Fury or whatever his name
Yeah,
is
his dad was
taking his
wild with
shirt
no shirt
off.
in there.
Bro, what was he doing?
I don't know. He's up.
Oh, I could beat Iron Mike Tyson to the death. I'm just like, dude, put your shirt back on. You look like me out there.
Trey, I know a topic you're gonna love. Before I get out of here, UFC 282 is December 10th, so less than a month. Prohashka versus Teixeira, Glover, Blachowicz versus Ankalaev. I might take Magomed on that fight too. Paddy Pimblett versus Jared Gordon. We'll talk about that. Robbie Lawler fighting Ponzinibbio. Bryce Mitchell fighting Ilia Topuria. The last thing I want to say on this on tonight's stream is I'm going Ilia.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
I'm going Ilia Topuria. I think he's going to keep it away from the ground. Ilia wins the fight. We'll touch that more.
That's
a
the
little
thing,
preview.
though, brother. That's the thing. He can't keep it away from the
He
ground, and y'all know
He
how I feel about that, so I won't go into it either, but don't be stupid. Bryce Mitchell's the next champion.
Undefeated fighter, Ilia Topuria. Bryce Mitchell will never touch the belt. He'll never touch the belt. I feel
he will touch the belt, and I bet you they make a camo belt for him. How about that? That's my bold prediction.
Volkanovski would completely destroy.
You're an idiot.
Bryce Mitchell.
He wouldn't be able to stand up. Volkanovski would be spending his time on his back the whole time.
Volkanovski will touch his chin so many times, Mitchell wouldn't know what's happening. Bryce Mitchell has no chance. If we look at the rankings, there's a lot of names that beats Bryce Mitchell that's above him.
I'll tell you all the ones that he would win.
Arnold Allen, he loses to. Josh Emmett, he loses to. Yeah, Aaron Rodriguez, he loses to.
Wrong.
That's
just
all
like
I'm saying.
Just like Edson Barbosa, he was supposed to lose to. Remember, because Edson Barbosa's a crazy striker, and he's not going to be able to go against him. He's going to get tagged. He's going to get tagged. And then what did Bryce Mitchell do?
Barbosa always had trouble with getting taken down.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
No, not taken down. What did Bryce Mitchell do?
Submitted him.
He dropped him.
He did drop him. He did drop him. I forgot about that. He did.
So you better start showing some respect.
But he also got taken down by Bryce Mitchell, and that happens a lot.
Let me tell you this, though. Let me tell you this. Yeah, of course, because Bryce Mitchell has the best ground game in the UFC, and you can mark my words on that. I promise you that right now. He did a twister. It's only happened 2 times in UFC history.
You
did
love that
and he almost did it twice.
You love that stupid stat. That's such a dumb stat. That doesn't mean anything.
Do you like history, Miller? Do you like history?
Love history.
Do you like seeing history?
And that's stupid history.
You like seeing records broke?
I do.
You like seeing new history?
He's the only other person to pull off a twister submission against an opponent that nobody remembers.
And he almost did it twice.
Against an opponent that nobody remembers. Ilia Topuria is going to find his chin before Bryce Mitchell finds himself taking the fight to the ground.
Ilia Topuria is all hype, and everybody knows that to be true.
Paddy Pimblett is ducking Ilia Topuria. That's how good Topuria is.
No, he's not.
He loves the stupid twister, Drew. It's annoying.
No,
Off topic,
are they even in the same weight? They're in the same weight division, right?
Who's that?
And Paddy?
Paddy's
Ilia
a lightweight.
Paddy?
Patty's a little. He's up a weight
heavier,
class.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
He's up a weight class.
I don't even see that happening. Him ducking Ilia is the dumb comment. Anyways, Bryce Mitchell has the best ground game in history.
He's never going to touch the title. I feel strongly about that. Off topic, but I think McGregor's next opponent should be Tony Ferguson. I think Tony Ferguson, because of how his chin got touched so many times, the way he's been knocked down in his last previous fights, I think it's over.
If they give Conor McGregor Tony Ferguson, they're trying to get rid of Tony Ferguson.
I think the hype is just not even there anymore either, Trey. Like I'm not. I used to be excited to see Tony Ferguson fight, and I love Tony Ferguson, but I don't want to see that fight, Trey.
Nobody's excited to see him fight.
Yeah. I'm sorry, old school. I think McGregor Chandler is the best fight to make. Come back to this stream when you realize that I was right. That's going to be the fight that's made. I feel strongly that I can't think of any other name that they give to Conor McGregor.
I told you, do Bronx.
No.
And not to mention Charles Oliveira wants that fight. He said multiple things about it. Yeah. He said it multiple times he wants that fight.
He's been wanting that fight for a while, Trey. But now that he lost to Islam Makhachev, if Oliveira beat Makhachev, I think they should have fast-tracked McGregor and gave him the title shot. And I think McGregor might have had a good chance, a decent chance.
100%.
But right now, Chandler is the best fight to make for him. I just think Ferguson is a good tune-up. He is a good tune-up, old school. That's where I would agree. If that's exactly what you want, then yes.
That's what it would be.
Yeah.
He would tune Tony Ferguson all the way up. I can promise you that.
I I really like Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler. Ready? Breaking news. Hold on. Drew says Bryce might lose to Poirier. Dead ass. Listen. I can only lead you guys to the water. I can't force you guys to drink.
Listen, when Bryce Mitchell submits Ilya Poirier, because he will.
Yeah. All right.
I don't ever want to hear trash talk about Bryce Mitchell again.
Drew says,
y'all said the same exact thing about Edson Barboza. He can't stand up with Edson Barboza. He's going to have to take him down. I don't know if he's going to be able to take him down.
And he did take him down.
And not only did he take him down, he also dropped him off, and then he whooped him.
If it stays striking, he wouldn't have beat Edson.
It's not going to stay striking. You understand that? It's not going to.
15 on Poirier. The offer's on the table.
Yes,
the offer's on the table.
Please, 30. Let's do 30.
No, 15 is good. We'll find another fight to bet on.
Also, Miller, I wanted to say this before.
Please do. It's good to have you back after you had. I forgot what you had, the clap last week.
Yeah.
What was it?
Okay, so we're still making clap jokes. All right, nice. I mean, at least I'm getting buns. At least that shows that I'm getting some cooties. Anyways.
Sure.
I want to say this.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to say is, I checked the stats.
Here we go. Here's
on
some,
Cash App.
What is it, like a twister? On Cash App.
I checked the stats on Cash App.
I paid you before. I paid you before for doing voice.
I didn't count those. I
don't know if I could trust you, but go ahead.
I didn't count those. And I even counted a Tyron Woodley fight that we had in boxing or something like that, I think.
All right.
I even counted that for you because you won that.
Of course I did.
You have paid me $70.
Okay.
And I have paid you, drumroll please, how much do you think I've paid you?
I'm going to say 50.
No. Oh, so you know I'm up. That's good to know.
No, I just feel like you're adding the voice stuff that I paid you for.
It's actually very interesting.
What's that?
I've paid you $65.
70 to 65. You're that's hilarious that you looked. I'm gonna look this over. That's hilarious. But
look
I
it
bet
up. You can click on my name.
I bet you added the voice stuff. I bet you added that.
I promise on everything. I did not add the voice stuff. I had a $50 week against you, and that was like the main thing.
Oh, so you only won against me once out of all the bets that we've made. That makes sense.
Once. We
one event compared to like the 4. I've been right about every Derek Lewis fight.
No. Okay, and that's won you like what, $10 maybe?
No, we bet on Derek Lewis like 3 or 4 times. That's all I'm saying.
Next time, listen. For now on, when we pay each other, we need to put the name under it.
We do.
That's
we
what
do.
we should start.
Because I'm pretty sure you're counting the voice promotions.
When you go to Cash App, click on my name and you'll see. You'll be sick to your stomach, but you'll see.
I can't. I'm actually gonna do that. Maybe even post the screenshots or something. Giovanni.
Also, listen.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Read your comments.
McGregor weighs like 200 pounds now. He's ready for a heavyweight bout, says Giovanni Martinez. Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do, but he looks like mad buff. He looks like he's taking something.
Juiced up big time.
What about McGregor versus Gaethje? Says old school boss. Listen, I like that fight too. That's not a bad fight to make.
That don't sell tickets
because it'll be a striking match. It might not be a fight where it sells as much tickets as Chandler. I agree with you there, but it's not a bad fight.
Not even close.
Old school. Enjoy your day, boys. Back to work. Cole, thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day. I know it's daytime over there. Much love. God bless, man. Back to the Cash App and back to what you were saying. Anything you want to throw on there? Kyle says, sorry, I've not been here since the start, but let me just say, Adesanya will get the belt back next year, says Kyle. Kyle, I thought Adesanya would have survived at the end there, man. I wish he was here for that whole debate. But anyways, Trey, don't want to keep interrupting you. We got to close the show soon. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I'm off now. I've had to pee for an hour now. I'm literally so tired of schooling y'all. I mean, it's another beautiful week being right. It's so good to see you can make a video about that, Miller. I told y'all 50,000 times. Alex, the Warrior Pereira, was going to walk into the ring and absolutely dog that bummy boy, soft cornball boy Izzy. And that's exactly what he did. And Izzy will never be champion again. Looks like I'm right again, baby. Ride the wave with me because I am the best capper in the UFC.
Before you get out of here, one more thing. I know you got to pee and, you're old. McGregor versus Masvidal.
I don't. Are we still giving Masvidal fights, dude? Why are we still giving Masvidal fights? Did you see what Gilbert Burns said about Masvidal?
When Trey doesn't like a fighter, he
Hold
really
on,
doesn't
hold on,
like
hold on.
a fighter. What did he say?
Did you see what Gilbert
No.
Burns said about Masvidal? Listen
This is
to
recent?
Yeah, this is today. I'm looking it up right now. It was on his Twitter.
He's in some legal trouble right now, I think, as we like currently with Kobe.
Listen.
Kobe might get Shemaev up next too. That's
Gilbert
man, there's so
Burns
much to
said
talk about.
this. Gilbert Burns said this. He
Mhm.
tweeted it and tagged Gamebred in it and everything. Listen.
I'm listening.
Just letting everyone know
Almost.
that UFC offered me Jorge Masvidal 3 times.
Mm.
The first time was November 12th. He said he needed more time. The second time was for December 10th coming up. He said he was going to be in Brazil. He said he was going to Brazil to fight me, and now he said they offered it again just recently. Now he said no. He said, so I guess the B in his BMF belt doesn't stand for bad, and we all know what it stands for, okay? Because this is exactly what he is. This dude's a cornball. Are we still giving this dude's fights? He wants championship fights. The dude's on a freaking 4-fight losing streak. If he fought Gilbert Burns, he would still lose. He would lose again. Why would we give him Conor? I don't want to see Jorge fight again. I don't want to see him get any more privileges. He done that corny stuff to Colby. Like, I'm done with this dude. I don't even know why he's still in the league. I don't know what Dana's doing even keeping him.
He's a big name. He sells tickets. As much as we
He's
hate
a cornball.
As
Yeah,
much
we
as
love
we
watching.
hate it.
I guess people love watching them lose. I guess that's a good thing to have. You know what I'm saying? Either have people love to watch you win or want to see you lose, and people are getting what they want by seeing them lose.
That's why Chandler will get McGregor next after losing all these times. Trey, we're about to get out of here. Any final thoughts that you want to? I'm sure you might want to say one last thing about Adesanya.
I freaking did it again. Adesanya's a freaking bum and never be champion again. I don't want to see him on Big Nose's show anymore. I don't care about this bum. I'm so happy he freaking lost. Congratulations, y'all. We made it through the boring fight history of freaking lightweight. Now listen, I told y'all I won middleweight. I told y'all I won money off of off of Miller again in the UFC. Up again. We know that I'm up all time in total. If y'all want to hop on the bandwagon, then guess what? It's too freaking late because I've been telling y'all for 23 episodes. I'm the best capper in the UFC. I know what I'm doing. Nobody's doing it like me. I'm the source. I'm the king. I'm the one who gets it done. I'm Mr. Intel. And you know what it is, baby. Support 2A, and we're gone. I'm doing it again. The source is out.
Another episode in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Trey having his infamous exit, as he always does. Risky. Deji's not bad for a celebrity fighter, but yeah, Mayweather was just toying with him. I wish Deji would have been a little bit more offensive, but he wasn't able to do so. Risky. We got to talk more about some celebrity boxing as well, too. Risky, I hope you're doing well. Trey versus Izzy. I got Izzy winning. I got Izzy winning, too. I got anybody beating Trey in the UFC right now as we speak. I don't think he could pull off a win. The Red Puddle says beta. Guys, mark my words. Chandler's probably going to fight McGregor up next. Oliveira's probably going to get someone like Dariush. What other fights? Izzy's probably going to get a rematch immediately after losing to Alex Pereira. Unless Whitaker gets the title shot, I could see that happening as well, too. Is there any other fights that I think will be made coming up after the people that lost? Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler. Don't know what to do with either one, but yeah, Chandler, McGregor. Poirier is in a weird spot. In a tough spot because I don't think anybody really cares that much for Poirier versus Islam Makhachev. But there's a lot more to talk about. We'll come back with another show next Monday. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit the bell for post notifications. Be on the lookout for the community post. Thursday Twitch stream. I got my wife. We having a doctor's appointment because she's pregnant, so I might have to bump that up to Wednesday or maybe do it Friday. Beta, I'll let you know on that because I know we didn't do the Pryor versus Arguello fight. Beta, I might have to push that back to Friday because my wife has a doctor appointment at 5:30, I believe. We'll figure it out. If I can still do it Thursday, I'll do it Thursday because I think Thursday is a better day. We'll do that definitely. I know we missed yesterday as well too. I apologize. We'll figure everything out. Beta, make sure we catch up for lost time with the whole Pryor versus Arguello fight. But if that's not Thursday, it'll be Friday. I'll keep you guys posted on Instagram, Twitter, and all that. Zelme says, YouTube, where is my 1-year badge? You're going to have a belt next to your glove. We'll talk soon, guys. God bless. Good night. Was a great time. Another great show. Episode 23 in the books. Episode 24 next Monday. Hi and bye, says Deacon. Deacon, I'll catch you soon, guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Another episode in the books. Be on the lookout for more shorts, more videos. #1 commentary channel on YouTube. We'll catch you soon. Peace. We'll do Beta. Eagles already up 7-zip. Let's go, Steve. Good night, Steve. Thank you, Steve, Beta, Deacon, Zelme. Look at all the